So it's springtime, too much snow in the mountains to head high. So I'm sticking low, starting to hike again along the river. And just following some trails, looking for elk antlers, deer antlers, all that. Pretty good trails out here. Just came across a real interesting something. So here's some scat I just came across. Kind of interesting. As no one knows exactly what Bigfoot poop looks like. That's definitely a big turd though. The second piece. Looks to be mostly grass in it. It's old, last year's. If it was not Bigfoot, it'd be bear, but it doesn't really look like a normal bear one. There's a trail I'm following right now. Just walking up the river now, geese everywhere. Lots of elk tracks, lots of deer tracks. And then right here, I just came across this old abandoned cabin. It stood here for years and finally a tree fell on it and it's fallen into the river. I actually find these quite a bit up in the mountains, old cabins from back in the day. Trappers used or people lived in. It's a pretty good trail I'm on here. I'm just up on the riverbank. This is all elk. Lots of tracks, lots of scat. Going out to a big beach out here where I've seen really good wolf tracks in the past. So I made it out to this beach. Good spot to check for tracks. Runs a ways on the river, so lots of animals cross it. And you can see too, the water's starting to get dirty, so spring melt is coming. When the alpine snow melts, where I'm standing will be under 5 feet of water in a month or two. So then we lose all tracks along the river. That's why it's a hustle in the spring to check for everything. So I just walked up and back. You can see my tracks coming in there. Didn't find anything fresh or of interest. And it's way too hot out here in the sun, so I'm gonna head up through a strip of woods. Kind of a wildlife corridor, heads up. You always see them on the highway crossing there and everything. So I'm gonna go in there and see what I can see. I just stopped in this swampy area here. I just like to stop every once in a while and listen for a couple minutes. I just made it up out of that swamp. I'm lucky I did it without taking a soaker. I got pretty wet. It got pretty wet in there. I'm heading up the hillside now. And just down in there, finding lots of bones. Something's eaten a lot down in there. It's pretty crazy. And I'm about to cut and head up now. I just came across another large bone. That's not a deer. I'm wondering if a cow got taken out in here. Pretty interesting though, bones everywhere. So I just came out into an interesting spot here I've explored before. This is an old homestead area, just an old road into it and these clearings. The house is long gone. Just watching all sign here, get some nice rubs on that tree there. And then I'm right on the property line, which is always good to check barbed wire. That's where you find fur. I'm guessing that's deer fur. So I've looped down, I'm heading back now. This is an old road system. Kind of parallels the river up in a ways, and it's just all grown back over, so it's turned into a total wildlife highway. Pretty good spot for finding tracks and just seeing stuff. You see the early spring bear here. Like I'm a little too early for that, but I was gonna take this for a while and see what I see. So getting up closer to home now. Basically wrap this hike up. Ended up putting on a little over 5 kilometers. Lots of different terrain, so it was good exercise. Found lots of interesting stuff. It's nice for spring to be here and be able to get out again. That was a long winter, but spring's here, so more videos to come.